local people, local news and events, local sports, local matters. For all things Lloydminster and area, this is Live with Kurt Price.
Welcome to Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. Julymas has been extended at Harris Electric. Save on permanent and decorative lighting for your home, cabin, acreage, or business. Book your summer installation by July 31st using promo code KURT and get an extra 5% off. Enjoy holiday displays, game day colors, and special occasions year-round. Call Harris Electric today. Heather Walker is here from the 19th Hole Grill at Rolling Green Fairways. She's going to tell us about a new traveling food festival called Alberta on the Plate, promoting Alberta farmers, makers, and producers, which is on right now. We'll also be joined by Christian Apostolovski. He's going to tell us about a BBQ fundraiser next weekend for the Lloydminster Museum and Archives. The nominations are always open for Cupcakes for Caregivers, presented by Sobeys in Lloydminster and Umbrella Marketing and Design. If you know a caregiver that provides exceptional care as a professional or even as a family member, take some time and tell us about them. Email livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. When you tell us about them, we could be visiting them to drop off cupcakes and tell them just how much their care means to those around them. The Lloyd Chase the Ace raffle is closing in on $48,000, and now there are 35 cards that remain in that special deck. The next draw is coming up tomorrow night, 7:30, and the jackpot is likely to be well over that $48,000 mark. To purchase your ticket, visit the Lloyd X office, go to lloydx.com, or e-transfer to chasetheace@lloydx.com, and you'll need to use the password CTALEX while also including your name, number, and email. You do not have to be present to win, and tickets are just $10 each, 3 for $25, 8 for $50, or 20 for $100. The Community Outdoor Movie Night is Thursday night at 8 o'clock, Bud Miller Park Amphitheater. You can catch the animated movie Hoppers starting at 8 o'clock, presented by the City of Lloydminster and Maz Entertainment. It is a free movie. The Big Brothers and Big Sisters will also be there. They'll have pop and snacks available for a suggested donation, and you're encouraged to take a lawn chair or a blanket and keep an eye on what the weather is going to be doing because it is weather dependent. This is Pride Week in Lloydminster, and there are several activities taking place throughout the community. And this week, an open mic night and a queer okie tonight goes at 4th Meridian. And Joey Hurley told us one of the most popular events is the Drag Bingo and Trivia Night, which takes place tomorrow night, 7 p.m. at Border Inn and Suites. And it has been so popular, they've had to relocate the event.
We were at 4th Meridian last year and we took over their entire mezzanine and there was not seats left. So we had to upgrade to a bigger venue. But it's campy, it's fun. It really gets the energy going. And so I'm really excited for it again this year.
And the Just Cruising Car Club is going to be heading out on another seniors and retirement home cruise starting at 5:30 at the Lloyd Mall tomorrow night, heading to Pioneer Lodge, and stops will take place, like they'll be stopping at, not just cruising through, the Pioneer Lodge, Wellings, Points West, and Dr. Hemstock. And anyone with a classic car or a specialty vehicle is invited to join the tour. We want to take you shopping for your back-to-school supplies, so we've partnered with Spiros here in Lloydminster, Harris Electric, and SwiftNet.ca for a contest that will take you shopping to pack your backpack. And what we'll do is shop with you on up to $500 worth of items. We have planned for 3 students and 1 teacher to win. So what you need to do is email your back-to-school wish list to livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. And then we will take you shopping and pick out maybe those items that mom and dad have a question mark beside on your list or something like that. Or maybe you just want to fill that list. And for teachers, we've seen everything from new outfits to markers, of course, and all kinds of classroom items to haircuts. So get those into us by emailing livewithkurtprice@gmail.com. The cutoff deadline is August 20th. When disaster strikes, restoring your home is only part of the job for BioClean Disaster Services. Restoring your peace of mind matters just as much as your home. At BioClean Disaster Services, they know you're not just dealing with water, wind, or fire damage. You're dealing with one of the most stressful days of your life. And that's why the team at BioClean Disaster Services will listen, explain every step, and treat your home and business with respect and help you get your life back. BioClean Disaster Services, 1-833-246-8326. We're going to take a break here on Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric, and be right back with Heather Walker to talk about a special menu at Rolling Green Fairways.
Home, it's where people look out for each other. It's where we live, where we work, and it's where we choose to raise our families. For over 75 years, Harris Electric has been more than just a contractor. We've been your neighbors, so when you need us, we look out for you. We show up fast and do the job right. We're in the stands, we're in the schools, we power this community. Because here in Lloydminster, it's our home too.
At Jason Arden Associates Cooperators, we're proud to be a top-rated local insurance company that offers flexible solutions and expert advice for all your insurance and investment needs. We'll work with you to tailor your insurance specific to your needs, and we offer investment advice that always puts you first. At Cooperators, one of our core values is to give back to the communities that we live in. Thanks to the support of our clients in Lloydminster and area, in 2023, Jason Arden Associates has donated $40,000 to local nonprofits, charities, students, athletes, and other special events. How does your insurance company support our community?
At Lloydminster and District Co-op, membership matters more. Because being part of a co-op means you're connected to something bigger than yourself. From long-held legacy by those who built our communities, to people you call family, friends, and neighbors. When you're a Lloyd Co-op member, you're an owner in a local business that prides itself on purpose alongside profit. You earn cash back, you help support causes that matter most, and you're building a better way of life for the next generation. Membership matters more.
A good night's sleep starts with the right mattress, and you'll find a great selection at Border City Furniture. From plush to firm and everything in between, we carry quality mattresses to fit your comfort level and budget. Looking at a new bedroom set? Paired with a new mattress. Updating your guest room? Start with a new mattress. Just tired of waking up sore? It might be time for a new mattress. And while you're here, browse our selection of sectionals, sofa sets, dining furniture, and recliners. For better sleep and quality Canadian-made furniture, visit Border City Furniture, your locally owned furniture store in downtown Lloydminster.
Thinking about moving but waiting for your home to sell? You may not have to. At Wellings, your next chapter doesn't need to wait for a sold sign. Move into Wellings of Lloydminster this summer and save up to $6,000 while your home sale is underway. You'll have the comfort of knowing your new home is ready when you are. Why put life on hold? Wellings, the right move right now. Visit wellingsoflloydminster.com for the details. I want to welcome you back to Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. We have Heather Walker here from the 19th hole at Rolling Green Fair, 19th hole grill over Rolling Green Fairways. And Alberta on the Plate is a traveling festival that, boy, it looks absolutely fantastic. So we're going to talk to Heather about this initiative and also about some of the food that they've got out at Rolling Greens that you're going to want to try. So thanks for giving us some time, Heather.
Yes, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
So the first thing when I saw you, the first thing I said is different year, hey?
Yep.
Like it has been a completely different year out at Rolling Green Fairways.
For sure.
But you guys have done a great job, and you're saying you'd much rather have this much water than no water.
Yeah, the last few years have been really dry. The reservoirs are dry. There was nothing in them, so everything crunched under your feet. So I don't know. We'll take the rain. Everything's beautiful now, and it's a much nicer place to be, I think, overall.
We were at the final week, I think, of July, and I saw my first grasshopper.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I forgot you guys
Right.
existed.
Yes.
Right? That's how
Yeah.
wet it's been.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
So this Alberta on the Plate initiative, tell
Mm-hmm.
us about what is Alberta on the Plate?
Yeah, so I follow a lot of different food initiatives and food ideas. I'm a bit of a foodie. I love food. I love drink. I love how that brings everything to the forefront, whether it's an event, just your day, your night out. I think food and beverage both are very important to our life experiences. So I follow a lot of different things and always looking for new ideas. And I came upon this Alberta on the Plate initiative about 3 years ago, but life's pretty busy and the golf course is pretty busy and all of the different things that we have already going on is pretty busy, especially in August. So I'm like, oh, that would be really nice to do someday, but trying to find the time to source products, source information, visit places, gather all of that, price things. It's just a lot of work. So I kind of put it off and kept thinking someday I'm going to do this. So this year, earlier on, I made the commitment to do it. And so, it was definitely not convenient all of the time to do some of the sourcing, but it's really fun. If I could do that kind of stuff all the time, that would be awesome.
So what did you do to source
So the initiative is put on by Food Strategies Inc. and in partnership with a lot of different Alberta, like Alberta Beef and Alberta Dairy and all of that. So they all work cohesively together, conveniently putting on this rotating food festival in August to kind of combine with Alberta Farm Days. So that's where, it's a perfect time for harvest and when things are starting to be ready to pick and to grow and what have you. They've put on this sort of rotating food festival, but in order for, I guess I should go back. So their requirement is that whatever menu item or items we create, at least 3 items on your plate need to be from an Alberta farmer, rancher, producer, what have you. So that can be something as simple as a microgreen to your beef, to your pork, to fruits and vegetables and sort of eggs, everything kind of in between. So sauces, dips, that kind of thing. So a lot of this stuff I already use. And then they also wanted us to pair it with an Alberta distillery, different drinks, cocktails, beer, etc., from craft breweries and distilleries within the province. So we already support a lot of those. I didn't really have to go out and find anything new as far as our drink pairings go. It's just a matter of pairing the right flavors with the right menu items. And then we had until the end of July to submit all of that to this initiative and for them to sort of approve it and for us to price it. But in order to decide what I was going to do, this initiative actually provided us with a list of a very comprehensive list of Alberta producers and farmers and such that would like to work with restaurants so that we could go to. Unfortunately, a lot of them are in southern Alberta and not that easy to access for us in this part of Alberta. Also, with these smaller farms and stuff, they don't have the production and they don't have the distribution like the big distributors do, obviously, but I guess that's part of the charm of their work and their ingredients. And so I actually went through that list, decided what I thought I might want on my menus, looked at what their specialties were, looked at what was feasible for me to access, and started going to farms. And so there's some of these farms have like little farm stores. It's super awesome. You go in, you never know what little gems you're going to find because they not only are they selling their product, but they're also selling products of other Alberta farmers and producers and their little shelves and stuff. So I was out meeting people in their environment, meeting a farmer who met with me in their rubber boots and their work gloves and their dirty clothes. Like it's not right. It's not, it's not working with a salesman from, a big conglomerate, you know what I mean?
There's no big semi coming in to drop things off.
Right,
yeah.
right. The Irving farms that I went to in by Round Lake in Camrose County, like the owner of the business came out and she was dressed like she had been, producing the pork and came out to chat with me. There's some, went to this cheese lakeside farmstead out in Sturgeon County, which is a huge agriculture area, just really not that far from us, really, just north of Edmonton. With great cheeses and different options on also another really cool little farm store with a lot of different items to purchase. So, so I kind of tried to work with our existing menu, what we stand for, sort of that elevated comfort food, nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy, but fancying up maybe a little bit of what we already do. and bring some Alberta flavors right to the plate and invite people into our place to try some of those things. So
What an experience that must have been.
yeah, it was
Going
really
around
fun.
and meeting these
Yeah.
people and seeing what actually goes into the labor and everything that goes into all these things.
Yeah.
So that's how you spend your vacation in the summer, eh? Just going around a farm.
Yeah, no vacation, I wouldn't say, but
Yeah.
yes, I would try to combine it with a day trip to, get some supplies for the golf course. I go to the city, try to do something else with my time. So I was multitasking. But every time I left, I would stop at a place in the city and I would stop at a place outside of the city. So
Right.
yeah, so I learned a little bit more of the back roads of central Alberta, and I'm very proud of what we're putting out there, and giving people an opportunity to try and to taste, and really knowing where your food is coming from. It's not coming from Argentina. It's not coming from Mexico. It's not like 6 weeks old by the time it gets here. And these are our families in our province, in our country, in our province, really in our county sometimes that are we're supporting and potentially they're supporting back. So
How long is it on for?
so it's a 10-day festival. And I guess it's all over Alberta. But of course, mostly it's around the city. So there's a Twisted Fork out in St. Paul that's doing it. But that's kind of like the closest. And then there's not a lot other than I believe there's one place maybe around Vegreville, and then the rest are like Edmonton, Calgary, that kind of thing. So I'd love to bring more awareness to it and maybe see some other people in Lloydminster challenging some other great spots in Lloyd to potentially look at this as something they might consider doing next year as well. Because I think it brings people potentially to our town. People from the city that are used to this initiative and are paying attention. They might make a day trip on a weekend and come and check out something outside of the city. And so to bring sort of awareness to it, I think would be good. I'd love to see some other people participating, but I also, of course, I want them to come and see me, and I want them to come to my place. And so there's actually a website where it has all of the people that are participating. It has their menus, it has their drink pairings on it. We also donate back some gift cards and stuff to the initiative, so they can, if people are tagging and posting and sharing and stuff, they get entered for gift cards and stuff like that. And so it will run now until it started on Friday, and it will go until next Sunday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So we still have like 5 days, 5-6 days for people to come and visit us and try out a few items.
Tell us about those items.
Sure. So I wanted to keep in line with a little bit of what we're already doing. So I already have some signature items on my menu, and I just tweaked them a little bit. So those signature items are our Rolling Green combo. We make our dry ribs in-house from lean pork loin. What we subbed out was the Irving's open range lovely pork loin that they carry there. Definitely the cost point is higher, but I mean, you can definitely taste the difference. They are incredible. So we cut the lean pork loin in-house, dust it. It's kind of served sort of Greek style, more of a dry rub. Comes with our rolling green salad, and some garlic toasted sourdough. It's actually a 3-cheese Italian loaf that actually is made by Kayleen Bell. And I've been using her sourdough for myself for a long time, and it's amazing. So she stockpiled for me and is serving that up. So it's very much an Alberta dish. And then we have our rolling green burgers. So again, we make our burgers in-house. We swapped out with buns from Bonton Bakery, which is in Edmonton, and their bakery is amazing. And we subbed out the meat, so with actual friends of ours, as well as they happen to be in the county, with meat from VT Feeders. So we are good friends of the Davies family. They've actually, a lot of them have already been in to taste it and try it. And I'm thinking about making that switch permanently for our house burger. And then,
be great.
Yeah. And then using the cheeses from that Lakeside Farmstead. So, and then we popped in one that's been really popular. So it is Saskatoon berry season right now. So we're doing a beautiful French toast made with the egg wash bread from Bonton Bakery, thick slice, served up with Saskatoon berry sauce that we cook off in-house, and custard and whip, and it's delicious. And then our eggs Benedict. So that has been probably the number one, even just off the hop here. We're only doing the breakfast items on the weekend. Again, English muffins from the Bonton Bakery, and this beautiful jalapeno rubbed back bacon. that comes from that Irving Farms out by Cameras as well. So, yeah, it's and then topped, of course, with microgreens from CP Farms in St. Paul, which I didn't know anything about until I started researching all of this. And now I'm going to carry their microgreens all the time and some of their lettuces. So we have a house salad. And then we have this, you mentioned the smoky.
Yeah.
So keeping in line with a golf course and the grab and go style of food items that we have. Of course, we're always selling hot dogs and smokies and sandwiches for the golfers to go out. So this is just elevating that smoky a bit. It comes from Mundare, comes from Stonishi's and Mundare. It's a donair spiced smoky. We use some grill off some sauerkraut from Coolman's, which is another farm store and greenhouse in Edmonton. A little chipotle cheddar from Old School Cheesery and some beer mustard and grilled bun. It's pretty tasty. I'm not a real smoky girl normally, but it is pretty good. And we can't leave out the blueberry pierogies from Stonishi's. So we make a sweet cream sauce to top the blueberry pierogies and some whip and little microgreens, and it's a pretty tasty end to the menu. So
those are different pierogies than you've ever had out there.
Yeah. So they're a dessert pierogi. They're stuffed with blueberries. They're topped with a cream sauce. So if you haven't had pierogies for dessert, I challenge you to try them. They're pretty tasty. They're
That
pretty
is
sinful.
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, now you mentioned you pair them up too. You
Yeah.
pair this, but most of the beer you're already using, right?
Yeah, beer and coolers and distilleries and stuff. So we're using the Ruby Gin from Copper Cork for a really nice, fruity, sort of mojito style drink that pairs well with the breakfasty items. Think mimosa, but that rhubarb gin. It also was rhubarb season, so we've got some fresh rhubarb and fresh rhubarb syrup in there. Black Diamond Distillery is one of my favorites. It's out of St. Albert. They make a very high quality craft beverage. They have, and what I really like too about them is they have 0 proof options for all of their popular flavors. So if you want to have the taste and you don't want to have the alcohol, they make a great Earl Grey Mule, and then a few other really nice flavors. He was telling me that the Earl Grey Mule that he makes, he goes and he buys the 130 pounds of ginger and he makes his own ginger syrup, and like everything is very, very well made and high quality. So I actually found them by attending a farm to table dinner out in Leduc at a place called the Old Red Barn, and I've been supporting them and serving their stuff ever since. So we have a few of their flavors that pair really well. There's a watermelon heat right now, a little bit of spicy watermelon drink that goes really nice with like the salad and stuff like that. So it just and then they have also a French toast liqueur that we actually use as birdie juice in smaller quantities on the beer cart, but also makes a really great after dinner desserty kind of drink too. So
right.
So and then of course we're supporting our Fourth Meridian with a few of their beers. Of course we sell mostly all of their beers and that at the course as well. So we have, of course, our burger and our smoky are paired with a beer. So
anything surprise you about doing this?
How many small little stores are at all of these little farms and like the you pick places and the I think that was kind of neat that they're able to make a business out at their location and don't necessarily have to bring it in. I wish I could get better access to these things. I can't drive to Edmonton every single day, or I can't, right? But it's definitely going to push me to search more for what I can get a little more locally in the area. And actually, I have been surprised at the level of interest that has come. So that just because, whenever you do something new, you have a little bit of fear or wonder if that's going to work out or if people care about that sort of thing.
Right.
And in our area, do they care? I don't know. Didn't know. Am I wasting all my time driving all over? And because I like this stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think it's important. I like it. But does anybody care really? Are they going to pay a couple extra bucks because it came from our own backyard? And I would say, yeah, they are. So it's been a nice sort of rewarding kickback, I guess, that people are interested in it and are coming out that we haven't seen before. So
what are your hours at the 19th hole?
So during the week we are open like 9:30 until we're kind of like when the sun goes down, if that makes sense. Okay. We're kind of like, we kind of run with the golf course times.
Yeah.
If the weather's bad, we're going to shut it down probably around 7. The brunch items I mentioned, the French toast and the eggs Benedict, they're only available on the weekends. So they'll only be available on Saturday and Sunday from 9 until 1. The rest you can stay and we're going to be there until 8:30, 9 o'clock. And then unless the weather's really bad and we shut it down a bit early, but
What am I forgetting, Heather?
I think we've covered it's if you want to support Alberta and Alberta on your plate and taste maybe the difference between the real ground beef that came from the farm and got butchered a week ago versus the stuff that came from the grocery store with some filler in it.
Yeah.
Please come. The ribs are phenomenal. I want to share my passion with people a little bit and hope they notice the difference. And
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
We're going to take a break here on Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. And Chris will come in and he'll tell us about this barbecue that Harris Electric is holding in support of the Lloydminster Museum and Archives. Not this weekend, next weekend. We'll have that for you in just a moment on Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric.
Summer is here, and that means campouts, cookouts, backyard barbecues, and bacon breakfast. And when it comes to feeding your family, Diamond 7 Meats is right there with you. Diamond 7 Meats proudly provides locally sourced meats with no additives or fillers, just great tasting steaks, juicy burgers, tender pork chops, and some of the best smokies you'll ever roast over the fire. Plus, delicious beef jerky for those summer road trips. We're family owned and operated. Diamond 7 Meats, serving local families with quality products and the protein you need to fuel those busy summer days.
I'm Brian Zinchuk of PipelineOnline.ca. I used to be a pipeliner and I've spent the last 15 years reporting on energy in Saskatchewan. PipelineOnline.ca provides comprehensive coverage of light oil, heavy oil, lithium, helium, power production including coal, wind, solar, geothermal, natural gas, and nuclear. There's a lot happening in Saskatchewan's energy sector, and Pipeline Online is there for all of it. No one else comes even close.
How can you help support the oil and gas industry and jobs in Western Canada? The answer is closer than you think. Sell your scrap metals to PWM Steel. PWM sells scrap iron to Evraz, located in Regina. Evraz's #1 customer is the energy sector, building pipes and plates for the oil and gas industry. PWM Steel is your locally owned metal recycler and steel service center in the area. Plus, they're a strong supporter of the community. PWM Steel, your top steel supplier for Alberta and Saskatchewan for 40 years. It's more than just taxes at LNA CPA. Assurance, accounting, retirement planning, estate planning, business consulting, financial consulting, farm program support, and bookkeeping. But yes, there is always taxes. The team at LNA CPA is committed to helping you achieve your best results and will be there to assist you every step of the way. LNA CPA, with offices in Provost, Vermilion, and Lloydminster.
Home, it's where people look out for each other. It's where we live, where we work, and it's where we choose to raise our families. For over 75 years, Harris Electric has been more than just a contractor. We've been your neighbors, so when you need us, we look out for you. We show up fast and do the job right. We're in the stands, we're in the schools, we power this community. Because here in Lloydminster, it's our home too.
Superior Water specializes in nothing but water. And with over 23 years of the business, they're proud and confident that their water and their service is superior. For iron filters, water softeners, reverse osmosis distillers, chlorine removal, and H2S odor removal, give Superior Water a call. 780-875-6636 or stop and see them at their 57th Avenue location right beside Sheepskin Loft, and stay hydrated with pure, clean water. I drink Superior Water because I like taste. After all, it is superior water. Welcome back to Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric. And we are pleased to be joined by Chris Apostolovski. Did I come even close, Chris?
Pretty close, yeah. Apostolovski.
Say it again.
Apostolovski.
Apostolovski. I was saying Apos. It's Apostolovski.
Yeah, Apostolovski.
Apostolovski.
Yeah.
Lovsky. So thanks for being here, Chris.
Oh,
appreciate you giving us some of your time. And we're going to talk about a barbecue. And Harris Electric kind of let me know about this. So they're kind of getting behind it, right? Tell us what you guys got going on.
Yeah, so they're our sponsor for the event. The actual barbecue is taking place August 20th from 11:30 to 1 at the museum parking lot. So we'll have a little corner of the museum parking lot with everything set up. Our goal largely is to promote the 125th anniversary of Lloydminster. That's coming up in 2028. So we're about 2 years out. We're starting planning for it. Our committee's already met once, and we're kind of in talks to see what we're going to be doing, some of the events we're going to be planning. We've been at the Lloyd X Fair, if people have seen us there, and we're also at Weaver Heritage Park. We're kind of just trying to get the word out there, and this barbecue kind of serves as a launch-off point for us, as well as an opportunity to fundraise for some of the things we'll need.
So do you say 11:30 to 1?
Yep.
So 11:30 to 1
Yep.
at the museum on the 20th.
Yep.
So it's a lunch hour thing. Head down, grab a burger, and support the 120th anniversary of Lloydminster.
125th.
125th.
Yeah.
125th. When I was around for the 100th, it was a really fun night.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say night. There were different events throughout the entire week that were held on the 125th. I was the town crier.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I was the town crier. But the big event was like a gala.
Mhm.
There was a really fun gala. How big is the 125th? Like, how big does your committee? Is there an official name for your committee?
I don't think we have an official name right now. We're just the 120. We're the planners behind the 125th celebration of Lloydminster. I'm sure that when our committee officially forms, we'll have a more intricate name.
Right. But how big do you hope to make this?
So right now, preliminarily, we're looking at events kind of throughout the year. We've been looking at grants and some funding opportunities, and some of those grants include us putting on events throughout the year, and that's something that we want to do as well. You know, the 125th year of Lloydminster being 2028, it wouldn't just be like a one-day thing. It wouldn't be like Heritage Day. It wouldn't be like July 3rd or something. This would be like a whole year. So we've been looking at planning events throughout the year, and one of the big things that we hope to accomplish is actually planting a bunch of trees around Lloyd. So we're working on the number. Obviously, we want it to be about 125. We're looking at locations and what that could look like. And we have some other plans. But so that'll be one of the things that we're looking at. We're hoping to be able to put on a few different things at the Lloyd X Fair. We heard that people wanted to have like a multicultural thing. They wanted a fashion show. They wanted some storytellers. They wanted kind of everything that makes Lloyd at these various events so they could take it into. And that's something that we're hoping to deliver.
It surprised you how much feedback you guys got?
Honestly, for me, it surprised me a lot. Yeah, even though the Lloyd X Fair is very populated, I didn't expect us to have quite as much feedback as we did. But people engaged with us quite a bit. They were very interested. And I think that goes to show that people love Lloyd and they want to see what we can do. And they want to be involved in these cool events too.
So, Chris, you're not from here. So
Nope.
what got you? What got you involved? Why do you love the history of it so much?
Yeah, so when I first moved here, I kind of started writing a column and I wasn't sure the direction of the column, and I ended up at the museum. I'd done historical stuff in other markets that I'd reported in. So coming here, I kind of had the same question. What does Lloyd's history look like? And I was almost immediately taken in by the beginnings of how this all came to be, with obviously Isaac Barr wanting to start this, having been influenced by a South African leader, and then George Exton Lloyd coming into the picture, also writing letters on behalf of Barr, hoping to make this new Lloydminster reality. And then I started to really delve into the history, and one of the things that hooked me immediately was this like battle between Barr and Lloyd. Like, they didn't like each other, and I always thought that was super fascinating because you have these two prominent leaders that just despised each other at the beginning. And yeah, I was kind of hooked after that. There's so many cool things in Lloyd's history that I could talk for hours on your podcast about, but yeah, I was just hooked in by what Lloyd had to offer.
We should maybe make that a feature.
I would love to. Yeah,
That would be awesome. To look at the history. But yeah, which one of them ended up being driven off, right?
Yeah, so in the beginning, when the colonists were coming here, Barr was still largely part of the colony, but what was happening on the boat was there was a lot of hate towards him because, you know, he was hoarding the blankets, he wasn't helping the people, and that's when Lloyd really rose to prominence because he was a bishop, so he wanted to be that helping the people on behalf of the church, that kind of thing. So that started a lot of hatred towards Barr, and what exactly happened to Barr is kind of a little bit of a mystery. the consensus is he never really made it here to Lloyd. He likely made it to North Battleford and then left, and the colonists under Lloyd came here after that.
Right. You mentioned when we get serious about things. When do you think the committee will form and get really serious about the 125th?
Yeah, so that's already happening now.
So everything's starting to come together.
Yeah, so we've already had our first meeting. We've discussed what kind of events, where the grant funding would come to be. So we're just working out some of the very intricate details of how the committee would be formed, if we're looking at being a nonprofit, city-led, those kind of things.
So during the barbecue, will you guys be set up there taking some input and stuff like that?
Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be set up. We'll have our own little table. We have a banner if you've seen it, and we'll have the same kind of feedback forms we did before. We're looking to involve the community as much as we can in the actual planning. We want to hear from people on what they want, because ultimately this is events for Lloyd to celebrate 125 years of Lloydminster.
Yeah, absolutely. But it all starts with that barbecue and helping out and getting things going. Can't rely on grants solely to have this big anniversary go on throughout the year. So.
No, and we know that we'll be fundraising quite a bit, and we'll be looking for sponsors as well as we kind of really push that tidal wave momentum forward.
Yeah. The 125th, it seems like a long ways away. It's not.
It's not. No.
Like here we are. Like I'll put it this way: we're like 2 weeks away from Christmas being on the store shelves.
Yeah,
and the end of 2026. So we're almost into 2027 already. What am I forgetting, Chris? What do you want people to know about the barbecue and about the 125th committee?
I think we covered everything for the 125th. I think the thing I'd like to put out as well while I have the time is that if you haven't been to the museum, I implore anybody to go there. Our history is incredibly rich. The archives are open to anybody that wants to book an appointment to look through old newspapers, old documents, old files, whatever that may be. And if you haven't been to the museum, it's quite an experience. There's a lot of very interesting things. One of the things that I thought about as soon as I went through the first time was Lloydminster technically had two first babies. We had one born on the trail to Lloydminster, and then obviously the first was the Rendell. So it's a cool amalgamation of all these stories, and anybody that's willing to take the time to read it, I think they should.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate this.
Oh, of course. Thanks for having me.
We'll be back with you tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, and Lana Lane and Jared Russell will be here. Lana's pulling double duty. We're going to talk about the Great Cycle Challenge for Jared and what her family is doing in support of what Jared has been doing for 11 years now, and that's raise funds for children's cancer research. And tomorrow just happens to be double up day, so any donations that you put towards the Great Cycle Challenge will be matched. And she's also going to talk to us about the Hub of Healing and their Talk About It event that they've got coming up, I believe, is next week. So we'll tell you about that a little bit more tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock, right here on Live with Kurt Price, presented by Harris Electric.